welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's some links down in the description to other channels I've created on this platform. There's a gaming channel, reaction channel, another sports channel, Twitch channel. Please go down there, click those links, subscribe to those channels, follow those channels, and also turn on your notifications so that when content is posted over there, you folks will be in the know, okay? Especially that Twitch channel, because I want to, I'm live gaming on there, and I want you folks to get involved over there. I want to have a good time with you folks, laugh and tell jokes and just have a blast. So again, please go to those links, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications for those channels, and I want to thank everyone that does. Now, with that said, we're pushing that aside. It's time to talk about the Jets' cornerback position. All right, it's time to dig into this. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about these CBs, all right? Because when you look at this situation, last year, we were just, it was just a carousel. There were so many guys, being moved around and moved in there within Greg Williams' scheme. We all know Tremaine Johnson just did not pan out, complete bust of a free agency signing. And so we had different guys getting there doing the rotation. So this year we stepped in, we brought some guys in, that were here to help. And, especially one of the guys, which I'll start right now, our cornerback number one in my mind is Pierre Desir, a guy that we were able to get, bring in. I know he used to play with the Colts. We got him. We brought him in, and to me, he's our number one. Now, I know some people do have question marks about him. He has an injury history. But to me, he's our number one in my mind. He's a guy that's going to be brought in. We're going to see what he does within the scheme this year. And he's a guy that's going to be out there trying to lock down those top wide receivers that we're going to face. Now, our number two spot is where things are going to get hairy. This is a spot that I think is open. I know right now, Bless Austin is looking like he's the guy that's our number two. I know a lot of fans already have him penciled in as our number two, but I don't think it's as open and shut as that. I think there's still some guys that are going to be in that scrum, and I'm going to talk just a little bit about the depth. I'm not going to mention everybody right now that's, in our cornerback, position depth. Not every single name, because there's a lot of guys, but just, some names to really, that I focused on and I think can really make an impact this year. And so when I look at our number two spot, I look at guys like Nate Hairston, who could still be in the fight for that position as well, who played with us last year and had some solid games. And then he had some bad games and things happened, but there was the same thing with Bless Austin too. Bless Austin had some solid games where we were like, wow, we were really impressed. And then there were some games where we were like, what is this guy doing? And there was also a benching as well with Bless too. So we were like, whoa, what is this, the future with this guy? What's going on here? Millette is also, I think, in the running for that number two spot. He is a guy that could be in the scrum. Quincy Wilson, I know, is a guy that's going to be fighting. He's a guy that's on the roster. We'll see what we get from him. Bryce Hall, a guy that we just drafted as well, that I was impressed by, particularly in college. I think could be a guy that also could be in the running for that number two spot. He does have a little bit of an injury history, especially an ankle injury history. But as of right now, he's on the IR because of the Roro. Now, it hasn't necessarily been disclosed if he has the Roro, but we do know, they put them on that list on the IR when it comes to the Roro. It's if they've had contact with somebody that has the Roro or they have the Roro themselves. But either way, once he's medically cleared from the Roro, he'll be able to come back and join the team and practice and resume, everything that we're doing right now. So those are the guys that I think can be in the fight. But to me, Nate Hairston, and Bless Austin are probably the top guys, and maybe Hall, if he can come back, are probably the top guys to be fighting for that number two spot. Again, I don't think it's as open and shut of a case that Bless Austin is, bam, he's our number two, he's going to start the season and play the entire season at number two. I don't necessarily think it's open and shut that. I think that there's a lot of, fighting that could be had within that number two spot, and we could see a guy take that number two spot away from Bless Austin. It could absolutely happen. For me, our number three spot, our slot corner spot, I think is solidified with Brian Poole. Let me tell you something. This guy just continues to be solid. He was a guy that was extremely solid with us last year as well. A guy that just, comes in, does his thing. We were so happy to be able to get him back in free agency. I thought for sure that he was gone. I thought that, he was going to walk away in free agency and say, hey, I had a good time with you folks, but now I'm going to move on. But, hey, we were able to bring him back and get him back into the building, kind of re-sign him. And so he's back here again this year. And man, I'm hyped about that because he's a guy that, again, I think is a very, very good slot corner. You don't have to worry about much with him. He's a guy that's very solid in coverage. He can do his thing. So our number 3 spot, I think, is pretty much locked up. And again, the other guys, Millette, Wilson, Bryce Hall, they could fill out those other spots, those number 4 and whatever other spots we have left. But the top 3 spots, I'm telling you, it's gonna be it's gonna be something we're gonna be seeing all year long, especially at number 2 spot, depending on who gets it. The fight that's gonna be there, that could be a battle. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get you folks' thoughts on that. I want to get you folks' thoughts on Desir. How do you feel about him being our corner? Do you think he's just, hey, kind of the shoe-in fit as number 1? I know some fans have, again, some questions about him. How do you feel about our number 2 cornerback spot? What are your thoughts about Bless Austin? Do you think he's just our number 2 and that's it? Do you think a guy like Nate Harrison, Millette, Hall, do you think any of those guys can kind of unseat him from that? Could you see another guy kind of being moved into that number 2 spot and taking it and, being a starter for all of the season? How do you feel about our number 3 spot? What are your thoughts about Poole? Are you happy that we got him back? And what do you think he'll be able to do this year in coverage? So I want to hear you folks' thoughts on that. Please comment down below. I love going back and forth with everybody and talking about, different things. Particularly in football, I have a lot of, different people making all kind of comments about the team. So again, please comment down below. I love hearing from you folks, and I can't wait to go back and forth with you. You folks have a good one. Peace.